Methylene Blue has actually found a whole new life in the world of biohacking. Now people are claiming to use it to boost their brain function, increase energy, and even slow aging. And while all of this sounds so amazing and then some, let's take a second to talk about what the science and research actually says. Now, one of the biggest reasons Methylene Blue is getting so much attention, aside from being part of the MAHA movement, is because of its effects on mitochondria, aka those little power plants inside your cells that produce energy. Now, research has seen that Methylene Blue can actually help these mitochondria work more efficiently. More efficiently means more energy, better oxygen use, and potentially improved focus, memory, and even brain performance. And it's not just brain function. There is some research to suggest that Methylene Blue also could help make more collagen in the skin, which could equate to potentially fewer wrinkles and even firmer skin. Here's kind of where the rubber hits the road. Most of these studies have been done either in animals or in just very small groups of people. There isn't enough widespread research to say that Methylene Blue, even though it might help a little bit with brain function and aging, calling it a miracle drug is just, we're not there yet. So anytime you're messing with brain chemistry, of course, you have to think about the risks. And Methylene Blue, it's no exception to this. The biggest concern actually is too much serotonin. So Methylene Blue, it actually slows down an enzyme called MAOA, which this helps break down serotonin in the brain. So if you're not on any medications that are actually going to be affecting your serotonin level, it's probably not a big deal taking Methylene Blue. But if you are, like most of Americans, antidepressants like Prozac or Zoloft, this can get dangerous pretty quickly. So too much serotonin in the brain can lead to serotonin syndrome. That starts with shivering and sweating, but it can escalate to anything from fever, seizures, even coma. Again, if you're on antidepressants, taking Methylene Blue, probably something you're not gonna wanna mess with. But beyond that, Methylene Blue, it comes with a couple of classic side effects with things that are more nootropic based, nausea, potential dizziness, headaches. But the most obvious is that it stains everything and turns it blue. Your tongue, your urine, neon highlighter level blue. Kind of a shock when that happens for the first time, but if you are using something like a troche as your delivery mechanism, that's going to turn your whole tongue and mouth and maybe even teeth blue. It turned my braces blue back in the day because it's dissolving right in your mouth. You can avoid this. You can just swallow the whole troche and avoid the whole Smurf mode look, and you'll still get the effects, but definitely you won't get out of the blue pee thing. Sorry, you're gonna have to just deal with that one. So I've actually been down the Methylene Blue road a couple years ago. I've tried it in a lot of different forms, but I think my favorite has to be the troche form. Transcriptions, they have this very unique nootropic. It's called blue cannatine, and it combines Methylene Blue with nicotine, caffeine, and CBD. Yes, that sounds like the perfect concoction for somebody who loves dopamine like myself. And I'll be honest, it is probably one of the better nootropics that I've used for things like focus and productivity. What I like about it is on days when I'm kind of switching off of my stimulant medication, taking it can actually help turn the brain on. It's not gonna be the caffeine high or the stimulant rush that you might be used to. Really nothing on the market compares to that, but it's more like my thoughts feel clearer and I find myself getting distracted less easily. That it also depends on what I'm doing, but regardless, I think it's better than some other things I've taken. And so it has become my go-to alternative from Adderall, especially on weekends, because yes, it does help support those dopamine levels. I can feel it when it comes to being locked in and really motivated, but then it has this element of CBD that helps keep me calm and focused rather than jittery or anxious. Sometimes if you are taking stimulant medication, you can feel yourself having a hard time coming down from that, and it does affect your sleep. With something like blue cannatine, you're not gonna have that adverse side effect, and unless you're taking it too close to bedtime, I haven't had a tough time going to sleep with that. It's not the perfect one-to-one replacement for stimulants, but it is probably the closest thing I've found that really does help me get deep work done without relying on Adderall every day. Coming back to the whole marketing side of things, and while yes, you will probably be hearing more about Methylene Blue in the coming weeks, but like anything that blows up seemingly overnight, Methylene Blue is now showing up in so many more supplements, even IV drips, and skincare products. Not entirely sure how that works with the whole staining thing, But all of them are claiming to be the next big breakthrough in anti-aging and brain performance. I mean, the science is very promising, but it's still too early and we don't have enough research to make any sweeping generalizations about those kind of impacts. So I guess, should you take methylene blue?